Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. There we go. Okay, last time I made an overly long video on how to replace a battery in one of these. So, for the sake of brevity, here's a quick version of exactly the same thing. So, get yourself your little number 1 Phillips head, 2 screws on the bottom, give it a bit of a pull, spin it round, and just kind of prise it up. Sometimes that'll happen and the little button will fall out, it's not a problem. And you will see that sitting in there is your original 600 mAh Powerberg AAA. You take that out, and this is a little socketed bit. You can see there, you just pull. Shouldn't really pull on the wires, but I did. And then what you need to do is go on eBay or some reputable supplier and find yourself a replacement battery. Now, these are the ones that I've found. Plenty of options out there. Just get that out of the packet. The bit that is a bit different is, you'll notice on these guys where the connector is, on the new ones, at least all the ones that I've found anyway, the connector is backwards. There you go. Slightly blurry, you can see that they're the wrong way around. Dead easy to fix. Get yourself a little flathead screwdriver, little plastic tabs, keep these guys into the plug. So just grab one of the wires. I always start with positive because that's the one that's closest. You just lever that in and pull at the same time. Pops out. Lever it in again and it pops out, and then immediately pop that back in the other side so you don't forget which way around it's supposed to be. Don't know why the wiring is the opposite way around on these smart plugs, but it is. Let's wiggle that back in there and just give it a little wiggle. That's really the hardest part. Then the next bit is to plug this back into the board. And what I do is I route these little cables around the peg for the screw to go through, and then just squish it down a bit. You can pull a little bit more through and put more of a loop onto that if you want. But there's you can see these little triangular guides on either side there. You might just be able to make them out. Yeah, you can see that one quite clearly. That's what keeps the battery sat in the position it's supposed to be in, which is that. Then, if it's fallen out, a quick look. Yeah. So, yeah, it faces away from you. It faces towards you, of course, when you've got the thing plugged into the wall. Make sure that goes back in there. That just slots back in. This guy goes back on, and it takes a little wiggle, and then of course it just gets chucking these screws back in. Now I've had a couple of these battery packs, not only 2 out of about, well, 2 out of 12 so far, which is not a great track record. That just, there we go, just turn it anti-clockwise so it doesn't cut a new thread. Yeah, 2 out of the 12 that have not held up their charge, because on Hubitat, which is where I've written the new drivers for these, we can get the battery voltage level information out of it. And what I found is that some of them have been coming up and not really charging, probably been sat about 2.9 volts. Now these are a 3.6 volt battery, a little packet, 3 AAAs in there. If you're using them with Hubitat and you find that you are getting that kind of reading, then your battery pack's faulty, so it's best to send it back. These guys, the originals are AAA 600 milliamp hour. The replacements that I've got, I found them as 900 milliamp hour. Could have a bit of an effect on the charging circuit, but I've not had any problems so far, and they run for ages. I've unplugged one and left it for a couple of days and come back to it, and it is still acting as a repeater on the mesh. So this is ideal for if you're having any power issues, because of course this was all designed as a security system. So the idea is that the battery pack in here keeps the repeating element of this working. You'll actually see it turns the LED on and off for the on and off relay control, even when there's no supply going through them, because the idea is you've built your mesh with all of your security products on it, using these as repeaters. Your power goes down and it's a security system, then in theory all of your PIR sensors would die as well, because they wouldn't be able to find a route back to the hub. By providing a bit of battery backup to the hub and having a battery inside each one of these, you can have a security system that works even when the power is out, which is very sensible, and not something that any of the other smart plug or outlet products that I've found actually offers. That's one very good reason why these 10-year-old smart plugs are still really useful today.